Right, this week's War for Chips is about an evolution of a company, CTPE. Now, we first visited them around 2016, and since then, things have changed massively. They really have. So it's about the evolution dynamics. They started in 1989, and one of their first machines is actually this one over here. Come on, Chris. In fact, what we need to highlight is Chris has got his new camera. So, as I always tell him when we're filming, he's got one thing to do, and that is make me look good. Normally fails, but keep it going, Chris. We'll see how you do. We love a manual machine, and this is one of the first ones they bought when they started in 1989. How is that for CNC precision? There you go, look at that. Even I can do that a bit. But moving on, so that's your old Lion machine there. The machine shop did have a lot of Haas machines, absolute workhorses. And one of the guys I was chatting to earlier said he absolutely loves them. It's what he did his training on and what he did his apprenticeship on and where he learned, he honed his skills. Absolutely love them. So here you've got the VF2 3-axis mill. Not working today, but it does your small batches and things like that. Still going strong, absolutely. So about 10, 12 years old. Now we're going to walk through the machine shop and see how they have developed, because that's what this story is about. It's how CTPE have gone from sort of smallish batch runs and different industries. They want to do larger batch runs now, faster batch runs, and more complex components, and remain competitive. And looking at new industries. So they're looking at industries such as your medical, your nuclear, and defence as examples, and with that they need to get some accreditation, but we'll come to that in a minute. Now, if I ask these guys about these machines, they've got a batch, is that the right word? They've got 3 of them. I mean, you do see quite a few brothers, the Speedos, around different machine shops, and they're sort of similar almost in format and layout to the robo drills as well. So they've got that carousel. These ones have 21 station carousel. I asked the guys, what do you like about them? And he goes, you know what? They're just so fast. They're absolutely brilliant. They absolutely love working them. In fact, look at that. He's just whizzing around there, the control panels. I can do that. But you will notice FANUC controls. They absolutely love the FANUC controls on pretty much all of their machines. They do what they say on the packet. And, oh look, just to clarify, we have been here before, a nice little magnet. So, love to see MTD have been here before. Well, I said that at the beginning of the show. But, moving on quickly. So, 5-axis machine, the 1,000, so a big envelope. You can't see it at the moment. We'll have some overlays of that, but that's actually got 4 vices in there. So obviously four different components. And again, just to reiterate, love this. And when we say speed, it's not just the indexing, the tooling, 16,000 RPM. The actual tool holder, BBT 30. So you're probably thinking, it ain't going to cut much. That's not very good English, but that's all you're going to get from me. It's not going to cut big depths of cut, but it will. So they do a lot of work on aluminium, but they do steel as well. And a great example is this component here, which they used to do in 6 ops. It's now done on these machines in 2 ops, and that's a nice steel there. So they're still doing tough materials, absolutely. So there you go, the brothers there, the guys still working away. We don't want to disturb their work. Out of the way, how rude. Now, when we say they want to do bigger batch runs, more complex parts and things like that, one of the options they wanted to go fixed head machining was this Belia. Absolutely, I love it. Just if you can see in there, hopefully you can see the turret in there. It is a beast of a turret. When I say the turret, it's going to be taking big depths of cut, milled components with the Y-axis, so you can do some really, really complex parts. And once again, just to clarify, FANUC controls, absolutely love them. Now, big debate. When I say big debate, is this a bar feeder or a bar loader? Because Alex, who runs the company, rolled his eyes when I said that to him. He goes, you know what, mate? Everybody says different things. This one, I'm confident in saying, is a bar loader. We'll come to a bar feeder in just a second, but I want to showcase these parts because hopefully you can see, and we're putting Chris's camera skills to the test, which is going to be a test because we've seen his filming before. Sorry, that's a little bit harsh on the guy, but really, really thin wall component there. So obviously your 1-op, and then firing off over to the second spindle. There you have it. But that's a great little example of components they're manufacturing on this Belia. And we're chatting to the guy who is their tried and tested turner. He says, yes, they've still got their Haas lathe, if I can say that correctly, over there, still goes strong. What he learnt his trade on, but he loves this machine. He absolutely does. Oh, look at that. We better cover that drawing up, otherwise we'll get in trouble. How's that? See, this is an impromptu swarf. Love it. So we'll pop that component back there. Now, your fixed head machining, what have we not covered? Your sliders. Here we have it. And guess what? I'm going to say about the controls. You guessed it. The old FANUCs. And this is a great example here. As you can see, you're sliding the headstock. So that is obviously going to be moving backwards and forwards with the bar coming through just in there. I'll try not to, we won't touch anything because no my engineering skills. I'll probably break it. But 3 metre, bar feeder, bar loader, bar feeder, bar loader. I'm saying bar feeder confidently there. So this is your Tornos, and there you go, in there. This one is the CT20, so 20mm bar. Driven tooling front and back, if I can find the driven tooling on the back, tucked away at the back there. So you can do some complex milled, turned parts there on these machines. And this fits with the dynamic of where CTP are going. So big batch runs, complex components, so they've got your two Tornos machines. And what I want to do as well is look at this slightly bigger Tornos, which is the 26 from memory. Yeah, how's that? So Bannock DT26. Now when I say 26, obviously 26mm bar, guide bush, non-guide bush, so long parts, small parts, long parts, small parts, guide bush, non-guide bush. But you can see the access at the back there. In fact, how's this for a shot? Let's see Chris work his magic. And as if by magic, there we are. So some great access there, not only just to look at it, which is great, but getting into the actual working envelopes and get those components, well, not the components, get the tools changed and everything like that. So there you have it. The dynamic of CTP has changed over the last 5 or 6 years we've been visiting them, but that doesn't end there. Doesn't end there, Chris, come on. So, and let's just check, how's his camera skills? I think we need to vote on that as well. So there's Ed Turner, absolutely loves that. He's working on his ST10 Haas lathe over there. But one of the original lathes I have, and we like to see this in every machine shop, this is an old Harrison, so it just shows, and in regular use, so it does show and prove that they've got some skilled engineers. Look, they've taken the badge off, sorry about that. But skilled engineers still use these every day when required. But the evolution of the company, two things. As you can see on the screen, nice and simple, PSL Datatrack. Well, so what? What does it do? Well, it's a machine shop software, so you can go from your initial quote through to your final invoice. It's a modular system to streamline, make you more efficient and make you also more productive. So if you're doing all your quotes on bag packet, an envelope, can we say bag packets anymore? An envelope or just an Excel spreadsheet? Well, you don't need to anymore with this. It's built by engineers, for engineers, modular system, absolutely brilliant. It's taking these guys to the next level and they're going to help them get their accreditation. But what about this? So this is their not their latest acquisition, because that's your PSL Datatrack. This is your second latest, if that's, give me a nod there, Chris, if it's not very good English, is it really? No, okay. But anyway, moving on, we're about the machine. Averex HS450i. I personally haven't seen many of these, but they're from Whitehouse Machine Tools. And, first of all, Bannock, keep it consistent. Why fix it if it's not broken? A nice, solid, robust control system there. Absolutely love it. And let's get inside here. Look at that. Chris, the cameraman, is guiding me in here. Look at that for a working envelope. Now this one, again, fitting with the dynamic of CTP, twin pallet. So essentially they can load it up, machine it, and load up on the second tombstone while the other one's machining. Absolutely fantastic. And key thing about this type of machine, well, there's a number of key things about this machine. First of all, that spindle is a beast. When I say beast, I'm talking 37 kilowatt. But, as I mentioned earlier, twin pallet. Brilliant, yeah. All right, but what happens if I want to go even further, because my business is growing? This one can be expanded to, if I can say expanded to 6 pallets. So the guys from Whitehouse, they'll get the phone call, they can come and change this up. So it's a modular system. Same with the tools around the back, 80 tools, but I need to get this right. I think it's 120 and 220, and correct me if I'm wrong on that. But again, modular. So yes, we're doing really well, we're really busy, but we want to go on even more, just add it to the back. So here we can see, just change up the system here. Hopefully I won't break it. And there we go, that is what we like to see as well, an MTD magnet. There is no escaping from those. And there you go, and that is a huge tombstone. That will go up to 1 metre in height. So again, big parts up to 500 kilos, lots of small parts. It's absolutely perfect for what they're doing. So this machine is a great example of the changing dynamics of CTPE. Actually, one thing I do want to mention as well is Averex, because I said I haven't seen many of these machines about, great machines, but these guys just specialise in your horizontal machines. So that's another sort of tick in that box, so you know you're going to get a fantastic machine. So there you have the changing dynamic of CTPE. In the 6 years we've been visiting, and we do get asked back surprises, so it's not that dramatic. We've seen it change loads. So we're looking forward to the next 6 years working closely with these guys and see what it brings for them. So there you have it, an impromptu swarf, a warm swarf, and hopefully an in-focus swarf from our cameraman Chris.